we also want to be aware of setting some healthy boundaries so that we can avoid burnout. Because loving others does not mean saying yes to everything. Jesus himself set boundaries. He stepped away from crowds to pray and rest. Setting limits is not selfish. It's necessary. Jesus wants us to seek him for rest, and he understands firsthand that we need rest. He says in Matthew 11:28, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." When we say yes to every request out of guilt or obligation, we risk becoming overwhelmed and resentful. And that's completely the opposite idea of loving others without burnout. Instead, ask God for wisdom to know where he is truly calling you to love and serve. When our love is guided by his direction rather than pressure, it becomes life-giving rather than draining. And remember, your capacity to serve others may change in the different seasons of motherhood you're in, and that is completely fine. I know finding time to rest as a mom is hard and something I struggle with regularly. So here's a few strategies that you can use to help you find some rest and avoid burnout as you are giving and loving on others. So the first thing is to actually define what rest is to you at the moment in the stage of life you're in. Your definition of rest shifts in different phases of life. You may need to redefine what rest looks like for you now as a mom. It can be as simple as ordering pizza for dinner and watching a movie with your family. The second thing is intentionally look for small pockets of time to refuel. Having an entire day of rest or even hours of rest probably is not feasible as a mom. Look instead for a few minutes here and there where you can intentionally rest. Even 5 minutes of quiet time can be incredibly refreshing. The third thing is we want to make sure that we're spending downtime in actually restful ways other than doing things like mindlessly scrolling on our phones. Think about what you really enjoy and find little ways to work those into your rest time. I love to read, for example, and I often use time waiting in the car for my children to have quiet reading time. I do a lot of car waiting right now. Whatever works. And then do something just because you want to. We're always doing things we have to. Pick even just 30 minutes a week and do something you want to do. Give yourself grace to let go of the running to-do list in your head and do something just for you. And then, of course, ask God to help you find rest and downtime in this phase of motherhood. It is not easy, but we do need to rest. He created us that way, and he will help us find rest if we let him.